I've got some work to do on the Jeep today, but a couple of weeks ago we took this out to go car shopping. We're trying to find a new vehicle for Kara, and the young salesman that was helping us saw the Jeep and he said, "Oh, are you going to be trading that in for the newer SUV?" And I said, "No, this is just kind of our toy vehicle. We drive it around mostly in the summer with the top off. It's a manual transmission, so it's kind of fun to drive." And he's like, "Oh, it's a manual? Well, that's the best anti-theft device there is for us Gen Zers. I would never be able to steal that thing because I can't drive a stick." And we kind of chuckled and moved on, but as we were leaving, I got to thinking about that. Of course, it made me think of the first time that I ever drove a stick. And I also wondered, is it true? Is there a particular Gen Zer in my life that wouldn't be able to steal this Jeep? I figured there was only one way to find out.
Dig Drive DIY!
So my first cousin, Carol, married a farmer named Mark. And when you hear me talking about my farming cousins, that's who I'm talking about, is Mark and his family. They farm all the ground around our house, and as a matter of fact, Kara and I bought our little 2-acre property from them. Oh, and his son John is the one that just moved that barn in that recent video we did of the barn moving. But anyway, as you can imagine, when I was a little kid, I loved John Deere tractors and farming and everything about it. And I would beg my parents to take me over and let me ride with Mark in the tractor. And Mark was gracious enough to do it. He would take me for hours at a time. I would sit on the side of a John Deere 4440 or 4450 while he would plant corn or wheat or whatever he was doing at the time. He would just let me ride. And there I was, content as could be. And we have a good relationship because of it, I think, too, to this day. Well, this one time when I was like 9 or 10 years old, Mark was planting a field and there was a storm coming on the horizon. I mean, we could see visible rain moving our way. He had the tractor and planter at the end of the field, down at the end of the lane, and a pickup truck with a bed full of seed corn. And I think it was a blue Chevy pickup. You know what? Let me get my facts straight first before I go on with the story. Hello. I have a question. Yeah. So I'm telling the story about the first time I ever drove, and that was because of you. So I wanted to ask you if you remember what truck it was.
What year was it?
It was probably in 85 or 86. So what truck would you have had? Do you remember? In 85 or 86? Or
Yes, it was a Ford F-250 blue 4x4.
It was a blue Ford. Was it a manual?
Yes.
That's what I remember. I thought it was a Chevy, but it was a Ford.
It was a Ford.
Okay. You've always had Fords, right?
I've always had Ford.
All right. So do you remember it at all? Do you know the story? I've ever told you the story?
Let's hear it and it might jog my memory.
So you were planting down there on Paul's, right by the Warden Road, right next to the lane.
Okay.
I was riding with you. I was probably 9 or 10 years old. We were right here in this exact field. The tractor and the planter were sitting right here in the corner, and the blue Ford pickup truck was right here at the end of the lane, and he wanted me to get clear up there to that barn. And there was rain coming, like we could see it.
Yeah, I remember
There was
that.
like a curtain of rain coming.
And I told you to.
You told me to drive the truck, but I couldn't even reach the pedals. So you stood beside the truck, put me in the driver's seat, and I can just reach over the steering wheel, and you stood next to the truck with your left foot on the clutch, and you told me, "Now you just head to the barn, and when you get up there, just turn the key off and the truck will stop."
That's right.
And you popped the clutch and shut the door as I drove away, and you jumped in the tractor and hightailed it towards the barn. And here I am at 2 miles an hour thinking I'm on top of the world.
You were.
You beat me up there, and as I come up to the barn, you're standing, I can remember you standing right in front of Paul's shed going, "Shut it off, shut it off, shut it off, just shut it off." And I shut the key off and it bucked, and stopped. And then before I know it, you were, because I think there was seed in it.
Yeah.
In a bed. And then you got in and moved it, and I think I was too high at that point to remember what happened next. But So I was
I
gonna.
do remember that now.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it was over there. Yeah, there's a lot of memories I have with you.
The best part about that story of me driving was once we got up to up there, I remember you telling me, "Did everything go okay? What'd you think?"
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, "Oh, that was great." And you said, "Now you don't have to tell your folks about this." All right, well, that is a pretty good story that I enjoy thinking about, but that wasn't really my first time officially driving a stick. My first time driving a stick is when my grandpa gave us an old 1978 Ford Fiesta. That's pretty fun, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but first I need to get some parts for the Jeep so we can keep going with what I needed to get done today. So I gotta get to the Napa store. I would like to get an oil change for my Jeep. Thank you very much. Have a good day. This Ford Fiesta had been sitting out back behind the shed over at my grandpa's house for quite a while, and once I turned 14, I guess he thought I was old enough that I could have it. Dad went over there with me and we drug it home. I already had the concept of a clutch down pretty good from driving tractors, so the shift to a vehicle really wasn't that difficult. But Dad taught me the basics of shifting between gears, and I remember we would drive that car around in the yard at home just like you would a golf cart nowadays. So by the time I was 15, it was my daily driver. And it wasn't uncommon to drive up and down the road a little bit here and there, or a lot. But you got to remember, rural country living lets you get away with a little bit more of that kind of stuff than you might in town. But this is by no means an endorsement for illegal driving practices by minors. Anyway, that car was running good enough that we decided it would be my first official set of wheels. So Dad helped me rivet some old road signs into the floor to patch the holes, and we patched the rust holes on the outside with some Bondo, and then we painted it with red barn paint. I don't remember if we rolled it on or brushed it on. It had texture. But by the time I got my license, I probably had a few thousand miles under my belt. It was a great first car too. I highly recommend that every kid should have a beater to start out driving and learning on. And it's even better if it's a manual transmission, because that really puts you in tune with the vehicle that you're driving. You know, it's hard to text and drive if you're worried about trying to shift too. There we go. Okay, all done, but this is my favorite part. These Sharpies, these Milwaukee Inkzals are awesome. In hindsight, I may not have needed the ramps for the Jeep, but it helps. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong idea, like I'm trying to put down Gen Zers. It's not their fault that they don't know how to drive a stick. The fact of the matter is there's just less of them nowadays. You could theoretically go your entire life and never encounter a manual transmission. So it's nobody's fault if they haven't been exposed to it. But that's not to say that they shouldn't be exposed to it. I know where there's a Gen Zer. How old are you?
19.
19.
Yeah.
Do you think you could steal my Jeep?
What do you mean?
Do you think you could steal it?
I don't know.
Well, come here, let's try it.
All right.
Hop in there, steal it. Could you get away with it? Have you ever driven a stick before?
No.
Okay. He hasn't even pushed in on the clutch. You can't even start it?
I'm ready to do a little assistant stock.
Push in on the clutch. Yeah, that one. Push it all the way down to the floor. Now try it. Okay, see if you can make it go. Oh, he got it to go. You made it move.
I made it move.
Do you think you can drive it to the end of the driveway?
Um,
Try shifting the gear once. Yeah, maybe like that. Try it. All right. I think it's time for a little training.
yeah, I think it's time.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, the first thing you need to know is that's obviously the clutch. And the clutch is like a lever that disconnects the engine from the wheels. It goes through the transmission, but anytime you push the clutch down, it disconnects the engine from the wheels. So if you start getting in trouble and you're having problems or the truck isn't being smooth, the thing you can do is push in on the clutch and all that'll go away. Okay, so I'm gonna come up with a word. The word is pickle.
Okay.
If I say pickle, I want you to push that clutch in. That's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about the brake. You don't have to worry about the gas. If I say pickle, hit the clutch. All right, you ready?
All right.
Let's give it a test. Okay, pickle. Push it in all the way just real fast. You got it. Okay. All right, so you've got a brake and a gas. You're going to control the brake and the gas with your right foot.
Okay.
And the clutch is only your left foot. Pickle. Okay.
Okay.
So to take off, you're going to let the clutch out slowly, and as you get close to the top of its stroke, as you release it, the truck will start to go. And with it in first gear, you really don't have to give it any gas. But once the clutch is out, you can take your foot off of it and then just give it some gas. And then when we shift into the second gear, you're going to have to push the clutch in, make your shift, and then kind of let it out slowly. And the goal is to let the clutch out and give it a little bit of gas about at the same time. It's kind of a balance. So right now we're just going to work, pickle. So you try to go through the gears, cycle through the gears once. There you go. Okay, go over to first, all the way over and up. All right, let it out real slow.
Like let the clutch up?
Yep, let the clutch out. There you go. Now all the way out. There you go. Now let's just roll around, and I want you to start giving it a little bit of gas. Take your foot off the clutch.
Okay.
There you go. Now give it some gas. There you go. Feel how it kind of, it wants to do this, because if you go too long, we're going to have to shift into second gear. So I want you to go ahead and make the loop around here.
Okay.
Don't worry about the clutch yet. Keep going. There you go. Pickle. Now you can use your right foot to hit the brake. See? You can't hit the brake until you got that clutch in. If you hit the brake without the clutch in, it'll stall the vehicle. Accelerate. Get going. Get going. Get going. Pickle plus brake. Pickle plus brake. Push the clutch in. There you go. Now let's go down the road. Go ahead and go straight. Okay, when we get the speed up a little bit, I'm going to have you push it on the clutch and shift into second gear. Let go of the, there you go, push it on the clutch. Shift. Let the clutch out. Give it some gas. There you go. Now for the next time, you're going to push it on the clutch, and while the clutch is in, you're going to shift up into third gear.
Okay.
You got to let off on the gas, push it on the clutch, shift. Okay, let her out. So don't rev it up before you let the clutch out. Just let the clutch out. You're going to have to do your shifting a little bit faster. And just keep this hand over here. Don't worry about two hands on the wheel. Speed up a little bit more. Speed up. Push it on the clutch. Pull it back. Let it out. There you go. That's better. Does that feel better?
Yeah.
Yep. Rev her up a little bit. Push it on the clutch. Let her out. There you go. That's better. You're getting better. Same turn. You have to push. Put in first gear. Okay. Leave the clutch in. Okay. I want to see if you can steal it now.
Okay.
Solo trip.
Solo trip.
You can go down to the corner and come back.
All right.
It's not an airplane. You'll be all right. All right, you just jumped in my Jeep and you're gonna steal it. Let's see if you can do it. Don't kill it.
Okay.
Let's see if he can steal it. That's okay. That gets better with time too. Well, if it's anything like I was when I was young, I spent a lot of time practicing, and that's what it takes. It's better if you can do it out in the open in the country where you're not under the pressure of heavy traffic, because really he can't do any wrong as long as he still remembers to steer. But I think this was a good exercise. You know, Mark helped me to drive for the first time, and he's getting an experience with a stick for the first time, so that was fun. Hey, drop a comment down below. Tell me about either your first time driving or teaching somebody how to drive a stick. I think that stuff's fun. It's how we all learn and grow and get better. So if there's a Gen Zer in your life, or you know someone that can't drive a stick, make it happen. It's fun. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope that you liked it. And if I'm lucky, we'll see you in the next one. Maybe Trent will be shopping for a 6-speed Jeep pretty soon. Hope he comes back. Unlock. I think you could steal it now.
I think I could actually.
All right, well, good job. Now you got some editing to do. Okay, right here. Whoa! Might be an outtake.